Rushing at the last minute. I've not even plugged my microphone in yet. I had some problems with this earlier on, but I've got it working again now. Yes. Can everybody hear me? I was saying that on my last live stream, and nobody could hear me because the microphone wasn't working. So, hope that makes a difference. I hope that makes a difference. Did that make a difference when I put that thing in there? Then let me know if you can hear me okay. Does this work? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm glad I put this to 8:30 because I've been doing so much to try and fix this microphone issue I had before. I had a microphone issue on my other channel. Hi to Duncan Letts. So we've got 13 people here. I haven't really got a subject tonight, by the way. Eddie Darling says you can hear me loud and clear. Did anybody watch my live stream from my other channel earlier on at about 4:30? If anybody saw it, let me know, because I've found out what the problem was. So I had a problem with the microphone. It wasn't the microphone, it was actually the connection to the microphone that was wrong. The Eddie Darling, yes, I'm using the same microphone. This is it now. I'm using the same one. What it was, I believe it was the connector that goes into the adapter cable for my iPhone. It's a oh, the horrible things here. They're really, really horrible. And it was that was causing me the problem, because I had another one at home and I used that one and the microphone worked fine. Oh, by the way, I've just had a great idea. For those of you who saw my live stream before, I've taken the audio off the microphone because the microphone records the audio and it's perfect. You can hear me loud and clear on the microphone. You couldn't hear me on the live stream because it wasn't using the microphone. But I have taken the audio from that and I will upload it to YouTube, and I'll put a few pictures on so you can listen to the audio that you should have been able to hear on that live stream. So I'll do that. I'm just uploading it now. So hopefully after 9 o'clock, if you want to go and have a listen to the audio, you'll see just how good it should have been. It should have been almost perfect because we had the wind, and the wind just completely obliterated my audio on the live stream. But if you listen to the audio I recorded on the microphone, you'll find out that it is excellent. This is for Frank in Blackpool, by the way. Good job that the Rode Wireless 2 records the audio to the microphone. It records it to the microphone. So I can take the audio from that and then add it to another video. Or I can even add it to the original video, but I don't think the video was that good because I was all over the place and I was getting blown out all over. So it's the actual connector, Frank. You know, the iPhone Lightning to the RRS, the jack cable, that was the problem. It even came up with a warning saying that there was water inside the microphone socket, so that won't have done it any good, will it? That's me being out in the storms. You know, there was water inside. That could have been part of it, you know, but when I tried my other adapter, it worked fine. Absolutely fine. It's all right, it's all right, Frank, you're not late. I'm late because I'm on at 8:30. I normally come on at 8 o'clock, but I thought I'll just put it back to 8:30 because I haven't really got a subject this week. If anyone wants to ask me any questions about the night sky or anything like that, let me know, and I'll let you know. I have got this month's, or this is January, so I'm a bit out now. This is the Sky at Night magazine. This is what I read. If anyone wants to read a magazine, if you want to get a magazine that's on astronomy, get the Sky at Night magazine. It's very easy to read this. I think out of all the astronomy magazines, and there are quite a lot of them, this is probably the best one. I think it's the easiest one to read. Some of the other ones are a little bit technical, you know. So if you want to get into astronomy and you want to know what's going on before it happens, say a month in advance, I get these on subscription. So this comes a couple of weeks before the next month, so you get to see what's going on. The Sky Night. This is actually January. I've already got February, so I can have a look at that get that issue, which is number your vlog. So when you refer to us, make it easier to navigate them. Which covered the next. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Although what I do, I tell you what I do. I actually have a diary, and I find out all the new moon times, all the full moon times, all the crescent moon times, all the times when you can see the Milky Way throughout the year, when there's a good time to do it, and I log them in my own diary. I don't tend to use a magazine to do that. I tell you what I use. I use my program called Stellarium. I'll just show you Stellarium. So it's on here. So Stellarium is on there. It's that one there. Can you see that? Stellarium. I'll probably mess this up now. Can you see that Stellarium? So if I click on Stellarium, this is the best app for navigating the night sky, in my opinion, or in any astronomer's opinion. This is what astronomers use. It's a standard. Hi Midlands Guild, I'll just say a few hellos. We've got 50 people watching. Hi to all those 50 people. Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up. Let's see. I'm only on till 9 o'clock. It's only a quick one. I haven't got a quiz, I'm afraid. Blooming MCFC. Hi Julie Clay. Farang Travels. I've not bought a magazine for 10 years. You know, the funny thing is I rarely read these magazines on time, you know. I only tend to read them after the fact. Kifo. I'm not really sure how to number the vlogs. Gren Benton, hi. Julie Clay. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm just uploading that Neil Blanking. So they say next week Northern. You can see the Northern Lights just the other night. I missed them, as usual. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, this is looking rather warmer than earlier. Yes, I've got my Christmas jumper on. Anthony and Fran in Sterling, hi. Ram Fran, hi. Hit the like button. We're almost at 60 people watching. Yeah, that's good. So this is Stellarium. If you're into, I've actually done a video on this. If you look through my videos, it's a couple of years ago now. I did a tutorial on Stellarium showing you what all these icons do here and how this actually works. It shows you the night sky, and you can navigate it by just moving it around like that. You know, you can see the Milky Way there. Look. You can find out by doing that. You can also, what you can do as well, you can also use it live, you know, where you point it up to the, and whichever way you point it, it shows you what you can see there. So there's a few different ways. I actually think that Stellarium, this program here, is the best. It's what I use, and you can find out pretty much anything that's going on in the night sky, wherever you are, at any time, anywhere in the world. Hi Starman. Out later when the moon drops, going up to Blackstone Edge. Wow, going out and about. I've not been out on a night trip for a while. I really need to get out on a night trip. Neil Blenkinsop says that the Northern Lights will be visible next week. Well, they were visible last week. When was it? Can't remember what day it was. Was it Thursday or something like that? I could have gone down the road and seen them. I'm going to download that app. Says Julie, yeah. Stellarium. Yes, it's not, well, Farang Travels, you can get it free on the computer. If you use a computer, Apple, PC, whatever, you can use Stellarium for free. Yeah, but the app does cost a fair bit. I think it probably costs about £10 or something, but it's worth it because you can find out anything about the night. You can see what's going on. If you want to know more, if you want to find out what it's all about, how it works, you might want to look at my video. So there's a representation of the southern night sky. You can see Orion there. It also shows the Milky Way, although you'd have to be somewhere very, very dark to see the Milky Way like that, to be honest. And we also have a moon out tonight, which might just get in the way. Ask app is free, says Chaddy. Yeah, I think there might have been a free version at one time, but now I went on and I couldn't find a free version of Stellarium. In fact, I think they were asking more money than ever for it because I wanted it on another phone and I couldn't get it on the other phone without paying for it. But yeah, I already had it on my other phone, my old phone. So when I got a new phone, it wouldn't let me have it for free, which was weird. So that's weird. 61 people watching. Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button already. Did anyone see the moon tonight? Hit the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. I had to pay for Android Stellarium, says Frank. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to just bite the bullet and pay for it because I need it on my new phone. And I've been trying to just find out a way to get it on there without having to pay for it again because I've already paid for it. I mean, I've got it on the iPad, I've got it on my old phone, and I need to get Stellarium on my new phone. But when I go on the app, it says you have to pay for it, which I think is, why should I have to pay for it when I've already got it? It may be charging now. I've had mine years. Yeah. You pay for the upgrade, says Chaddy. Are there articles online about telescopes in the sky now? There's always talking about telescopes in there. The only thing is they do tend to have very expensive telescopes on the. Hi, Mooney's Daydream. Mooney's Daydream says she's got it free. Too cloudy in Dorset. Well, yeah, Dorset is nice and dark. I like to go down there to photograph the night sky. I think confirm with Google Apps you have it already. Oh, confirm with Google Apps. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can do that because I've got an iPhone. I think I'd have to do it with the App Store, you know. I think I'd have to do it with that, Eddie. Too cloudy here in Northumberland. You would have been able to see the Northern Lights a couple of days ago, Eddie, because it was definitely kicking off there. You could see it from the northeast. In fact, I probably could have got pictures of it from down here, but for some reason I never went out. So there. What kit would I need to capture the sun? Says Frank in Blackpool. Well, if you want to photograph the sun, the most basic thing you need is a Mylar filter for your camera lens or for a telescope. It's a bit like silver paper. You can get it from, you can get the film, you can get the actual film and make it into a filter, or you can get a filter made with and that's a white light filter. The most simple way to take a picture of the sun during the day. You put it on you make sure it's on there and stays on there. You do not point your camera at the sun with a telephoto lens without any filter on it at all, unless it's setting. You can get away with it when it's setting, but when it's high in the sky, you have to use a filter, and it has to be a dedicated solar filter. I would not use a nasal density to point at the sun. I wouldn't do that because I don't think they filter out enough light. The next step, if you want to pay a bit of money for photographing the sun, is to move up to a hydrogen alpha filter. Or there's a few ways you can do it. You can even get what they call a Herschel wedge, which goes onto any telescope, and you can turn your telescope into a, is it not sure if it's a hydrogen alpha or a, can't remember now, but there's a few different ways you can do it. But the sun is very interesting. It's a great subject, and now because the sun is on the rise, the activity of the sun is rising. We get more chance of aurora. The sunspots are building. They're building. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Sun's activity goes through a cycle of 11 years. 11-year cycle. It's been a low for the last few years, but it's on the rise. So you're going to see more sunspots on the sun, and more sunspots means more activity going on the sun. And that also means that you're more likely to get stuff flying off the sun, and that could come our way. I mean, they can go all directions. You know, they could go the opposite direction to where we are, or they could go up or down. But sometimes these flares that you get on the sun, they fly off and they fling off and they hit the earth, the magnetic field of the earth. They sometimes hit it and it kind of throws it all over the place, and you get all the streamers coming in, and that's when you get the aurora. So that's what's the sun's doing. Could I put a filter on my Dobson and iPhone? Not really sure. I think you would need to have the filter on the actual telescope. Don't put the filter on your iPhone because you'll probably burn it. You'll burn your eyepiece. Darren Hughes says he loves Blackpool. Might be able to download it again for free from Manage Apps. Yeah. Skywatcher Star Travel OT. What eyepieces could you recommend? Skywatcher Star Travel 80. I would probably just use a 20, a 25, down to a 10 maybe I wouldn't push it more than that myself. I think if you've got a refractor, I would keep it kind of low power. I wouldn't try to push it too much. Thing is, when you use these high power eyepieces, when you're going down to 5mm, it's difficult to even see through the actual thing. You've got more power, but it's just harder to see stuff. So it's better to see wide. I prefer the wide view myself. You know. Hi Caroline. Are you nice and dry now? Caroline was out photographing the storm with us earlier on today. We were getting absolute. It was like eating fish and chips because my mouth has just got all this salt spray. There's foam coming over. It was pretty mad. It was, yeah. Keeping an eye out on Wednesday, said Chanda. Yeah, well, I think I will be as well, because if there is a chance of seeing the aurora this week, I am going to go out and try and get it. So I have said, I bought 3mm eyepieces once, a disaster, needed near perfect atmosphere. Yeah, well, that's it, you see. Your eyepieces are more powerful the smaller they are, the smaller. The lower the millimetre, say 5mm, is more powerful than a 10mm. So I would recommend you don't use anything less than a 10mm, especially if you're an older person as well, because your pupils, when you get older, your pupils don't open up as much. So getting a smaller eyepiece, you know, with a smaller aperture, you're not really doing yourself any good. So you're probably better just to stick with the wide myself. So I would probably go anything from 25 down to 10 and anything in between, I would say. That's what I would recommend. You know, I would only recommend a smaller eyepiece if you've got a big scope and you have very good eyes. Magnification not being better. Remember, Neverland Galaxy are huge, much better wide. Yes, they are. And not only that, but the seeing can also completely obliterate the use of. If you try to go in, you see, the problem is when people buy telescopes, they always want to get further and further. Oh, I want to see further. I want to get more power, more power, more. We all want more power, don't we? When sometimes it doesn't. You're better off stepping back, you know, and going wider, because most of the time you'll find that the atmosphere is so bad or wobbly that going in further, it doesn't really get, yeah, you get closer and you might see a bit more, but it's all fuzzy, and you might have been better just stepping back and putting a wider eyepiece on. It's also a lot easier to find your targets using a wide eyepiece. You will find that if you've got a telescope and you put a powerful eyepiece on it, let's say, I don't know, 150 times or 200 times, you will have great difficulty finding your target unless you have a very good go-to, and your telescope will go to that very spot, exactly where it is. Because if you have to search for it, you're in trouble. We were on the North Promenade today and the storm was brilliant. We got absolutely soaked by the waves, yeah, just like me. What do you think about these binoculars? I don't know much about the binoculars, really. Caroline uses Stellarium and photo pills. Photo pills is one thing I don't use. I think it's really good. It does look really good, photo pills, but I don't use it. Is it right? Most satellites going to hit the moon? I have heard that there's a satellite going to hit the moon. Yeah. So the James Webb Space Telescope, I was talking about that last week. It's in position and they're doing all the sort of setting it all up. So that's ongoing. So yeah. That's in position. We're having a mini quiz. No, I'm afraid not, Frank. I just didn't have time to get a quiz to get. I could maybe ask some questions just off my head, maybe. Did anyone see the moon tonight? What phase is the moon in? That's a question, isn't it? What phase is the moon in tonight? Does anyone know? I noticed it before. It looked quite nice, actually. Yeah. So if anyone noticed the moon, let me know, and let me know what you think the phase is. Darren Hughes says he loves Blackpool. Thanks, Jeremy. Hit the like button. 71 people watching this stream. I am the Starman, and I do regular live streams about astronomy and photography. If you haven't seen these before, I have gone out and about in the past. I've not been doing as much of it lately. The last video where I went out and about was with Frank, who's watching this video. Follow his channel if you want to see some great videos of Blackpool. He puts a lot of work into his videos. And that was the last time I went out. We went to Rivington Pike. If you look back through a few videos to January, that's when we went up there, and we saw Venus. Frank's got it right. Waxing crescent. Pretty, it's a waxing crescent, but it's getting quite big now. It's starting to turn into more like a half moon. But yeah, it's pretty much a waxing crescent moon that we've got tonight. So yeah, a couple of videos ago, me and Frank went up to Rivington Pike, and I showed you how to find the planets, although everything's kind of changed since then. So it's you can't see the planets the same as what we could then, because of time changes and everything changes position. So, but I give you some ideas about what you can do. And if you look back last year, if you want to have a look at some of my old videos, feel free to do so, because I've been out quite a lot. I just haven't been able to do it over the last few months like I normally do, but hopefully I will be able to this year. I'll get back out again. I want to get back out there and start doing some videos out and about. I've got a video that I'm working on, a local one, a Star Trail video that I'm hoping to do for you. So I watched that video, Rivington Pike. It was excellent. Thanks, Eddie. A lot of that was down to Frank filming me and using his light. So Frank in Blackpool helped me quite a bit with that video, and it did look really good. It was really hard work to do, but he had a light on me and he did some of the filming for us. So get following Frank if you want to see some high quality videos. Yeah, so it was hard work, that video, yeah, but we got there. It was good. It was really good. If you get a chance to go high up somewhere, do it, you know. The moon looks lovely, says Moon is Daydream. Yes, it does. Yeah. I was there, where with you, Stephen, from Helen's. Hi, Helen. Good apps, light pollution map, clear outside, Moon Atlas, more on Android. Yeah, probably is a bit more on Android, yeah. I've got another one called Scope Nights, which I don't really think it tends to be off. It tends to not be very accurate. Go to Woodside on Wirral. You will get an amazing image of the moon rising over the Liverpool Cathedral, says Kifo. When the moon becomes full, I'll already have made a note in it in my diary, so I'll know when the next full moon is. I think it's on the 16th of February. So the full moon this month is on about the 16th, I might be wrong, 16th, around about then. So on the 15th, the 16th and the 17th, there's a chance to get the full moon. You normally have a few days. I mean, the moon is only full. Sometimes you can see it, or as good as full, for a few days. You know, it depends. It doesn't just go full and, all right, we've got a full moon tonight, that's it. It's not going to be full tomorrow. No. It's very slow. It's very slow, and sometimes you can get a chance to get a picture of the full moon over pretty much 3 days. Although saying that, it will only be properly full on one of those days. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I didn't get a chance last time. It was just too cloudy. I tried to get the last full moon, but it didn't happen. I think we've got a couple of super moons this year. A couple of super moons a bit later in the year. I'll let you know about those. Duncan Lexis, Frank in Blackpool on YouTube. Waxing Crescent, 33%. Yeah, 33%. It's getting quite full now, isn't it? It's Frank in Blackpool, Duncan. Yeah. So, I've already made a note in my diary of when the full moon is. In fact, it tells you in the diary. It normally tells you when there's a full moon. So obviously the best time to get a full moon is when it's proper full, 100%. Although saying that could happen like in the morning or at some stupid time when you're not up. It doesn't really matter. As long as it's almost full or just gone full, it doesn't matter too much, you know, because to look at it by eye, it might look as good as full to you, even though it's not. It might be still waxing, or it might be waning. It might be just past full. There are certain times when it's good to take a picture of the moon. I would say when there's still light in the sky and when the sun's low. So if you get the night of a full moon, what will happen is when the sun goes down over there, the moon will be rising over there, because the moon is going to be in the opposite part of the sky to the sun, which kind of makes sense because it's a full moon, because the moon would be in the opposite part of the sky. So that's why you would get the moon rising as the sun is setting. So that would be the best time probably to get it. Although I like to try and get it when there's a nice light on the landscape, so I can get something on the landscape and not have to, you know, I mean, the problem is if the moon rises well after sunset, what happens is you try to get a picture of it with the landscape and it all comes out dark and the moon looks really bright and you can't balance the shot. So it's better to try and get it when when there's still a bit of light in the sky, you know, when the sun is still just about up, I'd say, and the moon's coming up and you get to see the moon coming. Oh, hi, Sonia. The moon comes up in the belt of Venus. I think Sonia knows what the belt of Venus is. Yeah, what happens is if you get the moon rising slightly before the sun goes down, you get a spectacular effect of the moon rising inside that pink sky. It looks, the pink band, the belt of Venus, it looks absolutely amazing. So I would say that's the best time to capture the moon. When it rises before the sun sets, and that's when you get it. The problem is if you're waiting for the moonrise and it doesn't rise until after the sun has gone down, the problem is it will be rising in a dark sky and it's only going to get darker as the moon rises. So then if you're trying to take a picture of it with the landscape, it's hard to balance the two, so you tend to get a silhouette. So the best time to capture a moonrise, I would say, is when the full moon rises before just not a long time, but well, maybe half an hour or so before the sun goes down. So the moon is starting to get up, and then once it starts to get up quite a bit, the sun is literally down. Yeah, the sky's going dark, and you get this lovely pink sky if it's clear. And then you can capture it then, and you can get all the landscape, and you don't having to play around with that. Yeah, Sonia met Caroline today for the first time when we were out taking pictures of the waves. Is there a red blood moon this week? I hear there's an alignment. Yeah, I don't know actually. There might be. We haven't got any. They normally happen after a solar eclipse. You get the lunar eclipse because everything's kind of working, you know, in the same sort of thing. You normally get a lunar eclipse. When do you get a lunar eclipse? A couple of weeks after a solar one, because it's in the same sort of plane, the moon. You see what I mean? And it's easier to get a lunar eclipse because the moon is closer to the Earth and the Earth casts a bigger shadow over the moon. So it's much more common to get a lunar eclipse than a solar eclipse, or certainly a total. The best evening moon footage last year with your excellent device, says Frank. That's good. 70 watching, says Moon is staging. 74 watching. You've got 74 watching. Hit the like button. I am the Starman, and this is a live stream. If you've not seen them before, please subscribe to my channel and take a look back at some of my old stuff, my old videos. I'm sure you'll like them. I've got plenty of tutorial videos on shooting the moon, shooting the Milky Way, that sort of thing. I've even got a video. There's total lunar eclipse happening at 16th of May, although it will be just as the sun is setting. Yeah, so I'm not sure if that's not going to be good, is it? Well, actually, no, it might be, because I think it could be, because if the sun is setting for us, is it going to be a total eclipse because where we are, because the sun's not going to be behind? I don't know. It might look good. I don't know. I'll have to look that one up and see. I'll have to look that one up and see what the chances are of us seeing it, or if it is a proper full eclipse for us and not just a partial. Sounds like it might be a partial, because if the sun is setting for us, the Earth isn't going to block out the light enough. The sun would have to be well below the horizon to get the full shadow. So the moon will be setting, right? Yeah. So I'll look it up anyway. I will be on it. Yeah. So if there's anything you need to know, have a look at my old videos, because there's loads of videos. I've been doing this since 2018 and I've been all over the place. Yeah, I've been everywhere. Moon pictures, Milky Way pictures, they're all there. Oh, 80 people watching. We've got 80 people watching. Hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe. This is a regular live stream on Starman. I am the Starman. And I do like to get out and about when I get a chance. I've not been out and about as much as I'd like to over the past few months You know, we've had well, we don't need to say what's been going on over the past couple of years, but that didn't help either. But I'm really hoping to get back out there. I want to get back out there. I'm sick of being stuck in here, you know, and it's recommended Steve's tutorials on Star Trek. Yeah, I'm trying to do a new tutorial on Star Trek, but I have done them before. If you want to find out about Star Trails, I've done a tutorial on Star. I even captured Star Trails over Blackpool Tower. So if you want to know how to photograph Star Trails in the middle of town, even here in Blackpool, look at my video, which is probably about 2 years ago now. If you look back through my videos, you will see quite a few Star Trail tutorial videos, and you'll also see I've done about 5 so far, and I go through everything. I think I go through it. I'm trying to do a new one, although I'm having a bit of difficulty about it, but I will get it done. The Pirate Star Trail was nice, says Daniel Redmond. Thanks, Daniel. On this last journey, yeah. Blue Peter went up in rocket. Yeah, so there we go. It's just past 9 o'clock now, so that's it. That's going to be it for this week. A bit short and sweet, I'm afraid. Hopefully I'll be back for an hour next week. We'll see. I might even do one out and about, you know, if I get a chance to do one out and about. Thanks, Eddie. Thanks for watching, everyone. Do you ever develop your own photos? I used to do, but yeah, I used to have a darkroom in the olden days, yeah. Black and white, not now. People don't tend to do that now. Some people do, yeah, some people do, but back in the olden days, yeah, I used to have a black and white. I know all about that. I used to develop the film and then enlarge the pictures and do all the fixing and developing and all that and hang them up on the washing line. I did all that, yeah, yeah. I know what it was like to take a photograph in the olden days, not with all this digital fancy mobile phones and all that stuff. So there you go, that was it for this live stream. Don't forget to hit subscribe and check out my old videos for Star Trail videos, tutorials, Milky Way tutorials, how to shoot the moon. Have a look at my back catalogue, get watching, get binge watching my videos, because I've not been out as much as I'd like to, so hopefully more people will watch some of these videos. I've done quite a few over the past couple of years. I even did quite a few during the lockdown as well, which kind of, you know, the ISS, things like that. I did a lot of stuff then, but just the last year I just haven't been able to get into. I've been doing other things as well, you know, so a certain other channel has kind of taken over, so that kind of took over. But I will be doing my best to bring you some more tutorial videos, so please check out my old stuff for whatever you want to know, and don't forget to hit subscribe and like this video and like all my other videos. Make comments on them as well, so I know you've watched them, and if there's any questions you want to know, let us know, and I'll try to do my best. I'll look through all the comments and I'll try to get back to you. Anyway, thanks for watching this live stream. I'll be back again next week, probably at 8 o'clock with any luck, and nothing else gets in the way this time, and I will see you again next week. So see you later. Don't forget to watch my old videos. You'll like them, especially the one with Comet. Watch the Comet one. You'll like it. It's 20 minutes of fun. So watch my Comet. What was the name of that comet now? I can't remember the name of the comet now. The Comet video from 2020. Watch that one. Anyway, see you all next week.